All right, how's it going, guys? Welcome to another live Zoom stretch here at Stretch Lab. Today, what we're going to do is an all standing or sitting stretch. All you're going to need is a chair. You can use any type of chair, a kitchen table chair, your desk, office desk chair, or even a stool would work for some of these stretches as well. So the idea of this one is something you can, obviously we're sitting a lot throughout the day now. So this is something where you can get on your feet, get moving, get some blood flowing, and just hopefully get that heart rate up and, try to keep everything moving as much as we can. So I got Justin, one of our flexologists here today to help kind of demonstrate everything. And we're going to kind of go through it nice and slow. We're going to hit each muscle group in the lower body, and then we're going to finish off with some bending stretches, rotational stretches, and then a couple upper body ones. So we'll go ahead and we'll get started for you. So I got the chair here. First one we're going to start with is just a calf stretch. So what Justin's going to do is he's almost going to use the seat of the chair as like a bolster, and he's going to put his arms there. And then he's got one foot back, and he's got the other one kind of stacked on top here. So what he's going to do is this foot that's on the ground, he's trying to take that heel all the way down to the ground. You should feel a nice stretch through here. Good. So then I'll have him flip it. And so we can also do some PNF with this one. We want to hold each of these stretches for about 30 to 60 seconds, falling in that range, depending on how tight you feel. If it's a muscle that feels a little tighter, let's spend a little more towards the 60-second range. If it's a muscle that's, I think I got some good flexibility here, it's fine to stick to about that 30-second, 45-second range. So I want to show him the PNF with this one. So what Justin's going to do, he's in that calf stretch. And all he's going to do is a calf raise. So he's going to breathe in. He's going to do a calf raise. He's going to hold it. And then he's going to exhale, and he's going to sink it down. Okay, and on that exhale, really try to sink it down. Drive that heel down towards the ground. Good. He's doing it again. And he's breathing out, exhaling, driving the heel down. Good. So we'll move into our next one here. So now we're going to do a three-way hamstring stretch. So what I'm going to have Justin do, he's going to stand behind here. I'm going to have him just prop his leg up on the chair. Okay. So, yep, and you can kind of use the back of the chair for balance if you need. So what he's going to do is he's just going to start with that toe pointed straight up here. And he's got a good straight back, kind of hinging at the hips. Try not to round your upper shoulders and your low back too much. Try to move all from the hips here. So we're hinging like this. We're not doing this, okay? So he's going to hold this one for about 45 seconds. The PNF on this one, he's just going to drive his heel down into the chair. So Justin's going to take a deep breath in, driving that heel down, exhale, and he's going to try to bring his chest closer to his leg. Like I said, he should feel a nice stretch through the hamstring here. And then he's going to relax. What we're going to do next is we're going to do a three-way hamstring with this one. So he's going to slide that foot in. Good. And this should put a little bit more emphasis on the outside part of his hamstring here. And now the push on this one is going to be kind of down and in. So you're still pushing down into the chair, but going at a little more of an angle here, okay? So go ahead and breathe in. He's pushing. Exhale. Bring it down. I'm going to hold it for about 10 more seconds here. Good. And now what we're going to do, go ahead and let that foot roll out. So you might scoot that way. Yep, good. Now we're going to put a little more emphasis on the inside part of that hamstring. Good, good. Push with this one. We're going to come down and out into the chair here. He's going to exhale, reach it down. Now, when you rotate that foot, if you get a little bit of a stretch in the hip, that's fine, because we're really rotating that hip up top to change the angle of our stretch. So if you feel a little stretch there, don't worry about that, but really trying to get a stretch in the hamstring. Good, so I'm gonna have Justin switch legs. Good, actually go ahead and relax for a sec. I wanna do this one I'm gonna change the angle so it'll help you guys see a little better. Good, yep. So now we can see how his back's nice and straight here, and he's moving all from the hips here, okay? So then when he pushes, he's gonna push that heel down into the chair, breathing in, then exhale, bring your body closer. Yep. Good, go ahead and roll that foot in. Putting a little more emphasis on that inside part of the hamstring here. And like I said, he's gonna push down and inwards this time. Big breath in, push, let it go. And if you get a little stretch in the glute, hip, low back with this, like I said, that's fine. You're gonna feel it in the areas where you're tightest as well. Go ahead and roll that foot out. So now his toes pointed outwards. He's gonna hold this for about 15 to 20 seconds. And then he's gonna push down and out. Exhale, and then exhale, relax, and he's bringing it forward. Good. So that hamstring, it's made up of 3 different muscles. So we're kind of just isolating each one, okay? So good. Go ahead and relax. Now we're gonna move into a piriformis stretch, or kind of a lateral hip and glute stretch. So what I'm gonna have Justin do, face the chair this way. He's gonna kind of cross that leg up onto the chair. And then he's kind of using the back and the seat for support. And you make sure you got a nice sturdy chair for this one. If you think your chair's a little wobbly, I'd be careful here. But he should feel that stretch through that lateral hip here, okay? So when he breathes in to push, he's just pushing that leg straight down into the chair and relax. Good. Hold it for about 10 more seconds. Let's do one more round of PNF here. This tends to be an area we get really tight when we sit a lot. Not only when we're sitting are we putting that muscle in sort of a lengthened position, but we're also sitting right on top of that muscle too. So it can get irritated very easily. Now I'm gonna have Justin switch sides here. I'm gonna change the angle a little bit so you guys can see just at a different view. So he's gonna cross that left leg now. And then he's letting that knee fall out, using the chair for support. Now, if this one's a little uncomfortable on your ankle or your leg, feel free to stick a pillow on top of the chair seat for a little more comfort there. Okay, so then when Justin pushes here, he's driving that foot straight down into the ground, or into the chair, I'm sorry. He's exhaling, good. And when he pushes that foot down, you can kind of see his chest come up. It's coming back this way. And then as he exhales, he brings that chest a little farther down. Good. Like I said, this one's probably feeling pretty tight for him, but he should feel it all through here into that glute a little bit. And this one's really good for the back, the hips, a little bit of everything. Go ahead and relax for me. Good, so then we're gonna come into a groin stretch. So what he's gonna do is he's gonna go ahead and just do your right leg. Face the camera. Yeah. He's gonna prop it up there. And he's basically just squatting down on that opposite leg until he feels a nice stretch through here. So I love this stretch because it's kind of a double doozy. We're gonna work some of those stabilizing hip and leg muscles on this side while we're getting a nice stretch over here. it's also going to require a little bit of balance as well. Now, when we go to push here, he's just pushing that foot into the chair, activating those groin muscles. And then he's relaxing, and he's trying to sink a little deeper into that lunge. Now, if it's a little too difficult to keep your balance with this one, feel free to use another chair or whatever, a counter, whatever it may be, to hold your balance on this side. So if I was a counter, Justin can kind of use me here. And then he's going to, yep, good. So let's go ahead and we'll flip sides. He's propping it up. Then he's sinking down into that lunge. And, you know, you should really feel like this hip is working really hard to hold you up here. And then you should feel a nice stretch down through the leg here. Okay, so Justin's going to breathe in. He's going to push that foot straight down into the chair. Exhale, and you can see him sink a little lower into that squat. And Justin's a nice athletic individual, so he's got good balance and everything. But like I said, if you feel like you have to use something to hold yourself up, that's fine. This is a pretty advanced stretch. Awesome. So now what we're going to do, a pretty simple one. I'm sure you guys have seen this one before. Justin's going to stand right here. He's going to hold on to the top of the chair with his right hand. Do the quad stretch. Sorry. So we're going to finish with a quad stretch for the lower body, and then we're going to get into the upper body a little bit. So he's just holding it there. And now when Justin does the PNF on this one, he's holding that leg here, and what he's going to do is he's going to try to drive that knee forward, okay? But he's obviously going to hold it back and just kind of do a slight little push there. And then he's going to exhale, and he's pulling it back a little deeper. And he's using the chair for balance here. Good. Go ahead and switch sides. Just going to show you a little bit different of an angle here. So he's kind of pulling that heel back towards his butt. He's going to take a breath in, drive that knee forward, and relax. Pull it back a little deeper. Good, you can relax. So now, if that one's a little too tough for you, we're going to show you one that you can do that's a little less strenuous and still hit that quad and hip flexor. So I'm going to have Justin come over here, and he's going to take a knee on the chair with his right knee. He's going to hold on there for balance. And then what he's going to do, yep, he's going to stick that leg out, and he's just going to lunge forward. So this one's one where you're probably, if it's a little uncomfortable on your knee, feel free to use a pillow. Just stick it on the chair. So he's coming out into that lunge position. The leg that we're stretching is the leg on the chair. So he should feel a nice stretch coming through this hip flexor and quad here. And then what he can do is with that other arm, he can almost reach up, really extending back towards the ceiling, and then relax. And that'll be kind of our PNF on this one, is just lifting that arm up, bringing it back down. Good. Go ahead and flip it. So you can see him lunging out onto this front foot here. The leg we're stretching, this back leg on the chair. Should feel a nice stretch down through that hip flexor. So that hip flexor, it attaches to our spine on the front side and also on the outside, and then it runs down and courses to our hip here, and it helps us drive that knee up, or it helps us bring that trunk closer to our thigh. So Justin's going to reach up with that opposite arm, feeling a nice little stretch all through here. Relax, bring it down. Good, good. We'll relax there. So next one I'm going to have Justin do is a side bending stretch. So he's just going to hold onto the chair here like that. He's going to take this arm and he's basically just bending as far as he can this way. Widen that stance just a tad. There you go, good. And he should feel a nice stretch coming down through here and even coming into the hip a little bit. So we're just kind of opening up that back, opening up the side here. You might get a little lat stretch with this. So with this one, we won't really do a PNF, but I want Justin to just take a deep breath in. And as he exhales, I want him just to try to move it a little further. Good. Good, good. You can see his feet are staying planted. Those hips are really nice and secure here, and he's moving through this region, okay? Let's go ahead and flip it. Now he's going the opposite way. Good, good. So this one, we're opening up what's called our QL, our quadratus lumborum, and that basically allows us to bend to the side. Sometimes when we sit a lot in this hunched position, that muscle gets tight on us, causes all kinds of issues. I'm going to have Justin take a deep breath in, exhale, moving it a little more. As he moves it a little more, he might feel a stretch going into that lat here. So everyone knows our big lat muscles, they help us row and pull. They also help stabilize our back as well. Good and relax, good. So then I'm going to have Justin come in to a shoulder stretch here. So he's going to stand on this side of the chair. He's going to grab on to the back here with his right arm. Actually, yeah, flip it. Yeah, you're right, flip it. So the arm he's stretching is the one on the top part of the chair, the back of the chair, and then he's just using this other one for support. And his goal is to just kind of get his body as close to the ground as he can. And we should feel a nice stretch through this lat here, and then you're probably going to feel it on the back of the shoulder too, kind of getting into that joint capsule a little bit. Hello? Mm-hmm. Good. So then Justin can kind of do it in a kneeling position here. So the PNF on this one, he's going to take this arm and push it down into the chair like he's pushing down. And he's going to relax and sink that chest a little deeper. Good. Go ahead and flip it. So like I said, this top arm here is the one we're stretching. And you're basically trying to increase this angle here at the shoulder and make it close to 180 as possible here, okay? Like we're reaching overhead. And then when Justin pushes, he's pushing down into the chair here. Take a deep breath in. He's pushing down, keeping it light. As he exhales, you see him sink down a little deeper into that stretch. Good. We're going to do one more here. We're going to get you rotating a little bit. So this one, I'm actually going to have Justin sit back down in the chair. And then what he's going to do is pretty simple. You can have some freedom with this one. Just be careful. Just keep it gentle with this one. We don't need to force it, okay? We don't need to drag ourselves into rotation. Just do whatever your body wants to do, okay? So what I'm going to have him do, he's going to sit up nice and tall in a good postural position, okay? So don't be hunched over like this when we're rotating. You're not going to go anywhere. Get up into a nice, good, straight position. Feel those muscles down here working a little bit. What I'm going to have Justin do is just rotate his body. And he's kind of grabbing onto the back of the chair here to help him out a little bit. But like I said, don't force yourself into the stretch. Just go until you feel a nice light stretch in the back. Okay, so then he's holding onto the chair here. He's going to try to rotate the opposite way very lightly. And then he's going to exhale and move into it a little further. Good, go ahead and relax. And we'll flip to the other side. I'm gonna go ahead and have you face the wall just to give them a different angle. Actually, face the opposite wall. There we go. Cool. So now I'll just show you this angle a little bit. So he's gonna come here. He's gonna rotate. And you can kind of see him grabbing onto the chair here. The P and F part is him rotating back towards me very lightly. He's exhaling, moving it a little further here. And he should feel just like a nice subtle stretch through the back. You might feel a stretch in the hips with this one as well. And now I really encourage you guys to do this one multiple times a day, just when you're sitting down, working at your desk, whatever it may be. We live a very forwards and backwards life. We don't do enough rotation, but we really need it for everyday life, okay? When we're walking, we need to rotate a little bit. When we're running, we need to rotate a little bit. And it's just gonna help keep our back muscles and joints healthier. But that's all we have today for you guys. I hope you liked it. It's a nice, easy one that all you need is a chair. So we'll go ahead and we'll record this one. We're going to post it to our YouTube page. But if you guys have any questions, like I said, reach out to our Facebook page, reach out to our Instagram page, and keep joining in for our videos and giving us some feedback on what you guys want to see. But thank you for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. for another group stretch.
Thanks.